Because we are back with another analysis to kickstart our Monday session. Okay, so looking on the 4-hour chart. Before that, let's quickly dive into the daily. On the daily, we have ran 3 multiple days of bearish closures. So without a doubt, we should have a bearish bias today. But a quick So the main thing I'm worried about is after we've swept the low during Asian session, we failed to close lower on the 4-hour. Okay, we failed to close lower on the 4-hour after taking out the daily low. This could mean that price might want to chop around this area, especially since we have interest rate decisions coming out early Thursday morning. Okay, late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, we will have the interest rate decisions, and we would also have interest rate projections, which is very interesting during this whole war situation. Okay, because the prices of oil will directly affect inflation, and with inflation being high, interest rates must follow suit. So it will be very interesting to look at what the Fed is looking at long term in terms of the projections and everything. But my best bet is gold should continue to push down lower. If anything, today being a Monday, prices might range at this level, or even having a multi-day range before actually plummeting lower during Thursday's inflation data. Okay, so something similar to this sort of movement is highly possible, but depending on what we see, the headlines we see in regards to the ongoing war. If escalations do arise, we should see inflation numbers, interest rate projections starting to go up. And when interest rate decision starts to go up instead of down, okay, because the current interest rate projections is at 3.6%, longer interest rate projections are at 3%. But once this projection flips, meaning the Fed is expecting a long drawn out war with oil prices expected to remain elevated, we would then see gold start to free fall. Okay, and one thing, 10-year treasury bonds. 10-year treasury bonds is fully demand and supply. It has nothing to do with, relatively less to do with overnight rate projections, but long-term treasury bonds are on the uprise. Okay, we are seeing bullish candles on the 10-year treasury. That would mean investors are pricing in higher yields. Okay, pricing in higher yields, which we should consider for price to push down lower. Okay, so remaining with our bearish bias, remaining with the possibility that prices might chop before interest rate projections, we then look into setups that support such a move. Okay, so the nearest resistance level will be the Asian highs, coupled with the hourly fair value gap marked out here on the hourly chart. So this is a possible level of reversal for us. Okay, prices might be attracted towards the Asian high instead of the Asian low, as the Asian high is much nearer, with resting fair value gap up above. Okay, that is where we might be able to look for buy possibilities targeting the 1-hour fair value gap. As long as we don't break above the hourly high, the trend remains intact. Okay, pushing down into the 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute time frame, we failed to make a lower low on the 15-minute time frame. We are internally creating higher highs on the internal movement of the 15-minute time frame. But externally, we are obviously very bearish. Okay, NY session on Friday was purely bearish. As of now, we might look at possible reversal structures if we break above the hourly fair value gap, riding buys into the 4-hour fair value gap, where we would then look at for price to range back in towards the Asian low. Okay, that is definitely a possibility here. So looking at all levels of possibilities, we would then look into the lower time frames to look for positions to take. Okay, as of now, internally we are bullish. We would then look for bullish positions to take buys in towards the Asian high and fair value gap. But if price does choose to displace, meaning this internal low, internal high, fail to make another high, we then displace this internal low right here, we would then have further confidence in taking a retest sell in towards the Asian low and in towards the external low right here, okay, at the 49686768 level. Okay, with that, I have nothing much to add on. As of now, we are in internal movements. Although trends are bullish on the 15-minute time frame, I am adhering to long-term external bearish market structure. Any buys here will be risky, and targets will be in the short term. Long-term targets will definitely be bearish targets. Okay, so with that, I hope all of you have a very, very profitable day ahead. I'll be monitoring the charts and I'll update everyone if we do get a position to take. Okay, with that, I hope all of you are very, very profitable today. I'll see everybody inside Team Market Makers very shortly. Take care.